and gentlemen, live in this motherfucker.
Fuck 'em all. Fuck 'em all.
Hey guys, we're back with Juzzie and welcome back to the channel. I've just put out a post in the last half an hour to people in some Facebook groups. So that's the GSX-S750riders.com and a GSX-S750/1000 riders groups on Facebook. Those groups have a pretty reasonable amount of members that are sort of watching and participating in those groups. And I thought, what better, greater way to pop a post out there saying that I'm starting some content for this bike. Please subscribe and join me on this build for my brand new, well, new to me at least, but 6 weeks old to the previous owner, my Suzuki 2022 GSX-S750. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please pause and take a second to subscribe. And I would really appreciate it if you are watching the videos and you like the content, or you just want to tell me where you're from in the world. It means so much to me. It helps me to grow the channel and to actually get some more mods for this bike. In my previous videos, I talked about all the stuff that I was buying, and I've actually started installing some of the parts so far. So the bike is looking really good at the moment, but there's a whole lot of good stuff to come. I've got actually some carbon parts which haven't actually been put in my video where I had all the parts on the floor here, and they are a carbon tank cover. So I will actually be removing the decals on this side here because I will have the carbon tank cover here, and you won't actually be able to make sense of just an GSX-S. So that will be going, the carbon tank will be going on. And I've also got the lower center carbon piece that just goes along here to replace this plastic part. Now they are only hydro dipped parts. I fully acknowledge that they're not genuine carbon, and I'm not actually buying this bike to race it. This bike's just going to be a fun bike for me, a commuter. I'm too old to be fanging it at 300 on the freeway, if the bike will even go that fast. I'm sure that there's some of you on watching my channel right now that would be able to confirm that, but that won't be me. So I'm just trying to make this bike look neat, have some nice mods on it. I got rid of the mirrors recently. I installed the tail tidy, got a carbon seat cowl. The bike's registered as a single seater so I can get some cheaper registration here in Brisbane, Australia. And so now we are looking at doing just a couple of very easy aesthetic mods today. So you may have seen in my previous videos, these parts. I've actually bought these two parts from WeBike Japan. And as with all my videos, if you want to know the direct link to where to buy it, please just read the description box below and you'll see the links there. So this is a Speedra/SSK carbon tank pad. This cost about 42 Australian dollars. And if you go to add this to the cart, the shipping cost will be different no matter where you are in the world, of course. So I'll just talk about the price, 42 Australian dollars. And I've installed one of these parts on my previous bike, and it costs a little bit more than your genuine or general eBay cheapie because it sticks really well. It's got good resistance to the sun. But no matter what though, I will be probably putting on a little layer of ceramic coating to it after it's installed, and I do some installations on the bike. But yeah, genuine Japanese product and super good. I've also got a screen protector. Now, as you know, this is not the display, the cluster for our bike. That's just a generic image there. But this is a screen protector which works just very much like your phone. And because my bike has just a little over 400 kilometers on it, it's a 6-week-old bike. It was purchased new, and then the previous guy decided he wanted more of a sports bike, traditional sports bike. he hardly read it. It was locked up in a garage, and the cluster is actually in perfect condition. So too is the bike in general. It's literally 100%, it's like brand new. But what I've done is I wanted to make sure that I keep this in a pristine condition so that it's not going to have any issues with scratches, or when I go to put the nozzle for the petrol into the tank here. And you probably already know, if you've had a bike before or previous bikes, that every single time you touch the LCD display, you know, I did it when I had my first bike and didn't have a screen protector. We all do it when we don't know about bikes. If you go to wipe some dust away and you haven't washed the screen, you've got a high chance of putting very, very fine scratches on the display. So it's well worth buying one of these screen protectors. In this case, this is a Japanese one. It does come with 2 in there, and it comes with the squeegee to apply it. I'm absolutely hopeless at putting these things on a mobile phone. So rest in peace when I try to do this on my bike. But I think this was about $30 odd or so. In terms of decals though, I had a look on WeBike Japan, and they did have some generic stickers, so genuine Suzuki stickers and some generic ones. But I thought, okay, well, this is one thing that doesn't necessarily matter so much on the premium, if the quality. If I do get one that's from a cheapy site, then worst case scenario, I'll just peel it off, give it a wipe, and put another one on. Okay, so here it is, Speedra Carbon Protector Series. This thing cost about $41. Genuine 3M stick, produced by SSK Co Limited. So I remember a couple of years ago when I bought this part for my Honda Rebel, that at the time there was a whole bunch of descriptions on the WeBike site saying that SSK had a rebrand. That's all of it is that's in there. And I can remember SSK being in existence about 12 years ago when I owned a Suzuki GSX-S750. And whilst I didn't buy parts for it, I just knew that it was around. So for whatever reason, they decided to go with a name change. Now, this has just come straight out of a packet. There's nothing else in there. This simply just has 2 pieces of plastic. So there's a very light film here on top. And what you would do is you would just peel off this backing plate, go over to the tank and place it down. But before I do that, I'm just going to get a hairdryer to heat up this area. Once I've pulled back this thicker backing plastic, got the hairdryer by the bike now. So you may need to go to your missus or your girlfriend, or if you're a little Fabio, you might just need to go and get it from your bathroom cupboard or drawer. Alright, so this is the flimsy one that's on top. I'm just going to hold this, you don't want to drop that on the ground. Okay, set this to on. So it's pretty hot to touch. I'm just trying to maneuver my arms around the top of the tripod for the camera. So just trying to line that up as good as I can get it. It's looking pretty good to me like that. Okay, so I'm just going to keep my hand on top of it now. Always good to apply pressure whenever you put something on. Now that I've just had a little bit of pressure on it, Cool, so that's nice and warm. Just had that on the highest temperature setting. So whilst it's still in place, just make sure you run your finger over it, make sure it's nice and sealed. So there's two parts there I can't get to properly because the film's on, so I'm going to peel that off now. It's looking minty fresh. So these two parts, just pushing them on. Look how mint that looks. That's put you in straight view. Super nice, right? That just makes it look so much better. Alright, so here is the screen protector. Now, as I was saying, I don't know about you guys, but whenever I put a screen protector on my mobile phone, I go to the shop to do it, because every single time I go to put it onto my phone myself, I end up with a whole bunch of bubbles, and then you try to peel it up, and then you've got a fingerprint underneath it, and everything just goes bad. So in preparation for trying to have a go at this, I have cleaned the screen down with a wet wipe, and then I've just used a paper towel to make sure that any sort of wet residue has been removed. Then I actually use a product called CarPro Eraser, which I use to remove any oils and smudges from the screen with a brand new microfiber cloth. That then leaves me in a position where I'm ready to install this. So in this Moto Skin, so Moto Skin is the brand, package, we have a kind of cardboard squeegee about the size of a credit card, a patch installation cleaning kit, so that's just literally what I was talking about. I won't be using that. But there might be a sticky element in there to remove any dust particles, so we'll have a look. Okay, so inside here we have a sticker saying that it's protected with Moto Skin, so that's going in the trash. And let's see what they say. It's normal to see unclear film for 1 to 2 days. Please allow a couple of days. It will become crystal clear once the water has dried out completely. Okay, so it's saying here, install with water mix with dishwashing liquid. You'll find it much easier to align the film and squeeze the air bubbles out. Put a ratio of 5 to 1. We recommend you entirely peel off the protective top layer before installation. Okay, so here is the red protective layer. So how many have we got in here? They've got 3. They probably knew I was going to stuff it up so much. So there's a red layer that you peel off, and then you just place it down. Okay, got it. Peel the film from the back liner and spray the adhesive side with some water. Spray a liberal amount with dishwashing liquid on the adhesive side. For curved contour dashboard, press the film with your finger and slowly squeeze the water out in a circular motion. Okay, well, ours does have a little bit of a top leading edge. However, it does come as a separate decal, so I think I'll just use the squeegee for the large part, maybe my thumb for the lower part. So here is my brand new spray bottle that I bought ages ago, and I've run it under our kitchen tap, which is filtered, so it's a filtered water tap. Then I've put in a dash of Morning Fresh that you clean your dishes with. Okay, and so according to the instruction manual, it says they recommend that you peel off the top protective layer. So that's the non-sticky side. So that means that any little scratches that are on top in the package or whatever are gone, and sure enough, it's crystal clear. Then they say to peel off the backing side and then to spray the water on. So not super good at this. I'm just going to put the water bottle down. So you definitely don't want to touch that inner sticky side. It's pretty hard to do though, because it's such a flimsy thing that it just wants to follow the white part. So I'm blowing against the damn thing so that I can try to stop it from trying to curl up with the white paper. Just remembering that my thumb side is the lower side. What I think I'll do, well, this has got a strong sort of, it's weird, it's kind of got like a nail polish smell to it. Okay, so the top part just fell on the floor, so that's interesting. Looks like I'll have to pull one from another pack. So I don't think they'll go all the way. I'll probably just hold this at the end so that I've got a means to actually hang on to something. So let's give it a spray. Spray it liberally. Will be to spray some on the screen. That's probably what I should have done first, but I didn't say that in the instructions. Oh yeah, and of course that's way easier. But you need to move it quickly and get it right. Like that, yeah, so that's pretty good. Okay, so just going to use this grey edge of a squeegee now to push out from the center. So it said in the instruction manual that it will be a bit hazy for a couple of days. So I will have to probably put an update on my Instagram story for my channel, TweakedGSX. Just off camera here, I have sprayed the sheet. Now it's literally like impossible to handle this without touching the film at least a tiny bit. So I'm going to try my best. This is actually the very top part, and it is very a part that you would not expect to touch very often. Alright, so I've just finished wiping this down with a tissue, and you can see now that the water's been removed from the front, you can actually see that sort of ghosting, cloudy effect to it. So yeah, let's see how we go with that.
I pull a trick from my sleeve, look at my Kasi, I'm all over that nigga. Come identify the body. My middle finger to you, home niggas run up on me and let me